about time I reviewed this one. Let's do it. Hey guys, Matt here and welcome to my fragrance obsession. I hope you're all doing very, very well. In tonight's video, I have a classic from the company of Laroche, and this fragrance is the one and the only Drakkar Noir. Now, it's taken me quite a long time to finally get around to reviewing this fragrance. I know that a lot of you have been wanting me to review this fragrance. Yet right now, I'm happy to bring you the fragrance review for this classic scent. Now guys, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this fragrance. Now, Drakkar Noir came out in 1982. So for those who were born around the 80s times will know that this was a classic. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about the presentation. Here we go. Now here's the presentation for Drakkar Noir. We get this matte black sort of bottle, really nice bottle. We get a symbol on the top there. Don't really know what that is supposed to represent. Something to do with the company of Laroche, I take it. But we get Drakkar Noir in the center there. We get Eau de Toilette Natural Spray, Laroche, Paris. Now, a lot of people seem to forget that this fragrance is actually a flanker.
What?
This fragrance is a flanker of the original Drakkar that came out in 1972.
Wow.
So yeah, a lot of people don't really realize that this fragrance is a flanker of the original Drakkar. The original Drakkar is, of course, discontinued and has been discontinued for quite a long time now. Now, the nose behind this fragrance, I cannot actually pronounce his name. It's Pierre Wargain. Could be pronouncing that really wrong, but this guy has really been around when it comes to creating fragrances. He's created fragrances like Spirit for Men by Antonio Banderas. He's also made Amour pour Homme by Cacharel, Contradiction by Calvin Klein. He's made Echo by Davidoff, Only the Brave by Diesel, Intuition for Men by Estee Lauder. He's also created Pleasures for Men by Estee Lauder. He's created, of course, Drakkar Noir. This was his first fragrance. And he's also created Boss No. 1 by Hugo Boss, which of course is one of my favorites from the 80s. Absolutely love that fragrance. So this guy has created some pretty decent scent. He's also created La Nuit de l'Homme by Yves Saint Laurent, along with fragrances like Antidote by Victor and Rolf. So this guy has really been around. Now guys, this fragrance is an aromatic fougere that was launched in 1982. And the top notes for this fragrance, we get rosemary, artemisia, lavender, basil, lemon verbena, bergamot, and lemon. So let's go ahead and spray this fragrance. Spray it on my wrist here. So this is what the top of the atomizer looks like. It does look a bit cheap, but I kind of like it. It looks old-fashioned. Spray for it is, however, amazing. There we go. Okay, so for starters, this fragrance opens up a little bit powdery, opens up dark. We get notes like that lemon verbena, get a little bit of lavender, and I do get a lot of rosemary. It's a very dusty, dark, musk sort of opening. I think the black bottle and everything is just spot on, personally. It just gives off the colour black, the smell, if you know what I mean. It's dark, it's musky, it's a little bit deep. It's not very spicy. I would say it was mostly quite a mossy scent. It's a little bit green, kind of has soapy elements in there. But it's quite a smooth fragrance. It's very masculine. But really nice. I can definitely see why people would have loved this in the 80s. Nowadays, I think it's also quite a wearable fragrance because it does have that timeless quality to it. It does have a mature smell to it, but of course not mature enough to the point where only old men could wear it. I do think this is a great fragrance. I do think any age can really wear it. But yeah, it just opens up with a very nice rosemary note. We get a nice lavender smell, and we get a lot of lemon. And that lemon verbena. It's quite a citrusy opening, but of course it's dark and you get that sort of mossiness behind it. It's very powdery as well. It's just a very nice smell. Very, I wouldn't exactly say different because I have quite a few clones of this fragrance. One of my favorite clones is English Blazer by Yardley. Fantastic scent. I have also reviewed that fragrance. I might end up going back to it, or I might do a sort of battle between these two fragrances. But yeah, great smell, very dark, a little bit citrusy. I wouldn't exactly say it was a fresh scent. This one is definitely on the bold side, so it is a powdery scent, it is dark, a little bit mossy, just has a really nice smell, very pleasant opening for an old scent. So let's go ahead and talk about the middle notes. So in the middle, guys, we get notes like coriander, carnation, cinnamon, juniper berries, and jasmine. So once this fragrance has literally been on my skin for 10 minutes, I get this very, very unique cinnamon note. It's not like your cinnamon stick, nor is it like a cinnamon sort of candle. You know how you get the cinnamon candles, like the Yankee Candle cinnamons? It's not really like that. This is like a different twist on the cinnamon note. What I get is this very nice sort of pine-ish, sort of dark cinnamon note. But it's also almost like it's like a soapy cinnamon. Like a soapy cinnamon meets powdery, dark, sort of leathery as well. But if I had to pick out any more notes, I would say that I got a little bit of carnation, but the jasmine note is probably the strongest out of the middle notes. So after it's been on your skin for about 10 to 15 minutes, you get that very nice, dark, musky, sort of soapy cinnamon smell with that juniper, which really adds the greenness of this fragrance. And it gives it that difference with that cinnamon note. And it's a very unique combination. It's one of those fragrances that you smell and you instantly think, wow, yeah, that is Drakkar Noir. It's just a really different scent. I think it's a great one, no doubt about it, but I just love it. It's just a really nice, clean fragrance. Not only is it musky and dark, but it does have its cleanliness to it. Like, I think that's due through those soapy sort of notes. But yeah, it's a very nice fragrance. So guys, let's go ahead and talk about the base notes now. Now, in the base, we get notes like leather, sandalwood, fir, amber, patchouli, oak moss, vetiver, and cedar wood. So yes, there are a lot of notes in this fragrance, but it is to be expected because, of course, this is an old fragrance. Old fragrances did have a lot of notes in them, especially, you know, towards like the beginning of the 80s, the end of the 70s. They were all very masculine notes, very natural notes as well. I will say this does have a very, very nice dry down. We get a nice leather note, hence why I'm wearing this leather jacket. You can hardly see it due to the sort of effect that I've got on the camera. But it's a very nice dry down. It's nice and woody. It's a little bit soft, but it does sit close to the skin, and it's a nice sort of leathery dry down. It's quite warm, quite nice. Even though it doesn't last long, it is a pretty decent fragrance to wear. I would personally wear this fragrance if I was just sort of sitting around the house or having a lazy day, personally. But I do really enjoy this fragrance for what it is. I think it's a great scent. I think it's a timeless scent. And I do think that it would make a good present for any guy, for any age. I think, because it does smell good. It's just a nice, natural smelling fragrance. I don't think there's anything synthetic about it, you know, for the fact that it has been reformulated. I do think it's a really good scent. I do enjoy a lot of fragrances from this house. One fragrance that I would like to really put forward in this review is, of course, Horizon, which, of course, is nothing to do with the Drakkar line. It is a different fragrance on itself. That is also by this company, of course. And it came out in 1993. It's a really nice marine sort of aquatic scent. If you guys want to see my review for that fragrance, I'll put it just up here. Great scent though, guys. I would highly recommend this if you're into the classics. A very nice dark based fragrance, but it is really nice. So guys, if I had to, you know, say what the overall smell is like, I would say that this has a lot of musk elements. It's a very nice woody scent. I wouldn't say it was spicy, but it sits very close to the skin. It's a very nice mossy, green, soapy type of fragrance. So this fragrance on my skin probably lasts about 5 hours. I don't get the best longevity out of this. I think because of, you know, this is the new batch and it has been reformulated. I've been speaking to a lot of bloggers and a lot of people said that the new version has nothing on the vintage, which, to be fair, doesn't surprise me anyway, because, you know, you cannot beat vintage and, you know, recent formulations before new formulations, because, you know, they're just better. Yeah, I've heard that this fragrance was a very strong and bombastic fragrance in the 80s. Would love to get my hands on a vintage bottle. I will one of these days. But guys, this is a really, really good fragrance. It's just, you know, not long lasting. And I think that is the major letdown with this fragrance. But very, very nice. And I would highly recommend you guys check this one out. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you've enjoyed it. Please do let me know in the comments below what you thought of this review. And if you own Drakkar Noir by Laroche, please do let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Keep smelling good. And I look forward to seeing you guys, which will be in the next episode. Keep smelling good, and bye-bye for now.